Oh my god. Oh, tired, eepy. But it's okay. Ugh. Alrighty. Hello, chat. Hello. Great. Nobody's here. That's okay. we can get started. It's totally fine. Alright. Oh, that's my stream labels. I almost closed my stream labels. Get out of here, music. That would have been bad. Alright. So, let me clear chat, get this annoying ass stream elements chat out of the way. Boop. Get banished, motherfucker. Ooh, little loud on my end. Oh shit. Okay, so chat. We have completed Justice for All. The last time that we were here on Phoenix Wright History Trilogy, we finished Justice for All. We saved Maya from being absolutely kidnapped by a zipper face man. And now we're going on to the last game, which is Trials and Tribulations. Yes. It's going to be great. Fun time. Yes. Right. So we're gonna start Trials and Tribulations today. And we're just gonna do the first case, because the first case is all tutorial biz. And it should not take us that long. So, ooh! Oh my god, it's Mia! Holy shit! Oh my god! Yes, ma'am! Okay. Alright, so we're gonna be starting the first case. And we're just gonna be doing case number 1 today. Alright. Let's do it! Yes! Spooky? Scary? Oh, it's raining. Ugh! How did I get into this mess? He's dead? Why? Why did I do that? Oh, flashbang, Jesus. Hi, Phoenix. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Stop flashbanging me, Jesus. Phoenix, did you kill her? What is that shirt? It wasn't me. I didn't. I didn't do it. Phoenix, what did you do? 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. Uh-oh, Phoenix, what did you do? Okay, 5 years earlier. Oh, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, we're playing as Mia? Oh, hi, Mr. Grossberg. We're playing as Mia? What? I don't understand. Okay. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Mia, but please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know? What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't gotten the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, is it? Oh, Mia backstory! Fuck yeah! Well, never you fear, my dear. His first name is Marvin, that's great. I'm Marvin Grossberg, I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What, and you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there, that's our client. Is it Phoenix? It's Phoenix! Oh my god. We're defending Phoenix. That's so funny. Okay. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Jesus! 6 feet, Phoenix! Jesus! Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something? Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright. Like, the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. Phoenix is on fucking trial, this is great. Okay, who's my guy? Oh, it's the tutorial guy again. Okay, cool. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. That is a terrible hairstyle for you, Mr. Payne. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you? Yes, well... You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest luck. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Is he playing with his hair? Please stop doing that. That doesn't look... Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Pharmacology? Yeah, pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime.
Oh no. What?
Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his gateway.
Bungled his getaway. Oh, bungled his getaway. Okay.
They then called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Yay! Okay. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for I
don't know what that word is. Too complicated for my small TBT brain. Okay.
It's well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. What?
Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Perfect opportunity. Well, what is it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Okay. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
The court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab. Yes. I know about tab. Okay.
Alright. Court record. The cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Jesus! Okay, now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? He was electrocuted. Jesus.
According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that?
Why,
motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
Oh, he's become an asshole in the third game. Ew. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift.
They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? Hi, Mink! Welcome to stream. What is happening? Okay, so here's the deal. Third game starts 5 years later. No, not 5 years later. 5 years earlier. We are Mia Fey. We're playing as Mia. Roseburg is our helper in this one, and we are defending Phoenix Wright. Yep. That's the dealio. That's the dealio. Yeah, she's dead. This is her second case in court. Apparently she was traumatized by her first ever case, but now she's back in court, doing her thing, and we're defending Phoenix. What did Phoenix do? Apparently this. He's accused of murder. Yep. Alright. Okay, anyways, this is tutorial case. So, first case of Trials and Tribulations, which is the third game. And we're gonna get through the tutorial case because it's a short one, because it's tutorial. Haha, okay. And this time I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into the old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, yada 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 yada, see what you've got. What was the cause between the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Okay, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend! Cool! Okay, so Doug Swallow is dead. Dahlia Hawthorne. Pretty! Dahlia Hawthorne, okay. He had a girlfriend! Snow match for Edgeworth, Jesus, okay. Oh, I love her voice, Jesus!
The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Fey. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. He does kind of give a bye vibes. Very well, Mr. Payne, please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fey?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Look at his fucking sweater. Aw, dang it, you should have seen the intro cutscene. It's pink and it has a heart with the letter P inside of it. He loves himself too much. Okay.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, I was a university student. He has a cold, he's sick. Doesn't feel too good, he's got COVID.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, but I didn't do it! I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was...
Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor.
This outfit is... Oh my god, okay, right.
I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
I see. So you hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Whew, looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh? It seems you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be, this witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination?
He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record, yada 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 yada. Mr. Wright is my client. Yes, I know, I understand. Tutorial. Okay.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now, that there was a lie? A contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fey.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. do that to me, would you? He's fucking lying. Okay, we press everything. Boop. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered?
Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway.
Something. You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. This is... Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow.
It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? Okay. We press everything.
You say you found the body. So who called the police?
Huh?
Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police.
Other students?
That's correct. They were witnesses.
He's a fucking idiot.
Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock.
This fucking pink sweater. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
So you didn't know his face, or even his name, right?
Right! Well, no. That is, I mean...
So, which is it? Did you know him or not?
I now see here. You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I did know his name.
News to me. Why didn't you tell me that before?
I heard he used to date Dolly. Who's this Dolly person?
Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Young love, so bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. Okay.
Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
That's right. I mean, why would I even...
But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, Mr. Wright?
No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt.
What? Huh?
Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean.
Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff. See? It's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Fey?
Yes, Your Honor. What is it now?
Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow?
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh, I see. You mean like the stars and stripes, right?
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Mia, there is a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg!
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business with evidence, I mean. Okay, Okay, from this view, there's no Union Jack.
Whoopsies!
He's a 4th year student at Ivy University. Yeah, there's no Union Jack. I got it.
1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself.
You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you could always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present for some definitive proof. From the beginning of his testimony. Hardly knew the guy. He was always wearing a Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Oh yeah, I should save. Options. Save. He got no Union Jack on the back of his shirt. He's wearing a jacket. There's no Union Jack. Buddy! Stream is lagging. Is it lagging? Oh no. Oh god. Is it lagging? Keep it open on my phone. We'll see what happens. Okay. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Fey, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. I'm just watching it on my phone to make sure that there's nothing wrong going on. Okay. It looks fine. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. It's okay-ish, but not that great sometimes. Oh, damn. It looks fine on my end. At least on my phone, that is. Okay. We're taking a look at the crime scene photo. There ain't no Union Jack. Right now it's fine again? Okay. Well, thankfully, after all of Trials and Tribulations, the rest of the Phoenix Wright streams will be on the Switch and not on my computer. So it should be fine. Okay. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea what at all he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How'd you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. The lagging went on for a few minutes, then basically stopped right after I mentioned it. Thanks for making me a liar, Twitch. Wait, huh? What's this in the victim's hand? It's Cold Killer X! Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Phoenix, you dumbass!
Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well, the court will accept them into the record.
Phoenix, you dumbass! Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this? This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks! my poor hammer! Dude, Grassberg! Shut the fuck up! Ew!
The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so he agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fey, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me check the court record.
Ugh. Upside down. Okay. The clock says 3:05. Yeah, that's 3:05 on the wrist. Clutch in the victim's hand, covered in fingerprints. Okay, clock says 3:05. At the time of- wait. Oh wait, yeah, that would make sense. The time is 3:05, and Phoenix came back at 3. That would still make Phoenix look absolutely guilty. Okay. We passed everything.
Had you ever met the victim before then?
No, never.
But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is?
My, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
Oof! What was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something out all of a sudden. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
Okay, he was in the pharmacology department. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45?
Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist, I see.
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything.
Nice metal pipe.
Good try. Alright. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. By the way, that metal pipe didn't even get me at all. It didn't even faze me. Goddamn.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for more details.
Yes.
Let's save. Just in case if I pick the wrong answer. Okay, time. So you are absolutely certain that you met at 2:45?
Yeah, pretty sure that's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much.
Experiments?
Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something.
Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway.
Okay, let's ask the other question.
Okay. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department.
Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though.
A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity.
That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere.
High-voltage cables?
Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay. The clock stopped because of electricity and his machines have high-voltage electricity. Yes.
Wah, just drinking some wah. Okay. So what was it you were talking about?
You know. That maybe we should hang out again sometime?
Hang out again sometime? I wish it were true.
Then later I went back and I found him lying there.
So you say you went back?
Yeah, that's when I found the body.
Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him?
Well, that's right, I was.
Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there?
I thought maybe we could make up.
Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh?
I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine?
Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime at the day of the accident.
On the day of the incident? What did you do for lunch?
Huh? What does that have to do with anything?
You can never be too sure.
I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
Mia's just like, this asshole. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene of the crime for some unknown reason.
And I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
Ugh! However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has even been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
I can. 'Cause of this fucking electrical cable, I can. Jesus. I can.
We save!
Ooh. Is it when I go through? Hold on. I experiment. Court record. And now we watch on the phone. Of course it's fine on the phone. God damn it. Okay. Ooh, yeah, maybe it's when I open up the evidence. Maybe it is. Okay. Oh, well, it's fine. It'll be fine. We'll fucking deal with it. Alright, okay.
Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Fey?
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive!
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I'd totally forgotten about that.
Now then, Miss Fey, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted in the fucking photo.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Fey, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
It's the fucking electrical cable, dude! Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables everywhere. Wait, special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then the high voltage cable...
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant.
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. What?
Order! That's enough! I think we can conclude that there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done!
Mr. Grossberg!
Huh? Please stop talking about your hemorrhoids. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Thank you, Mia. Jesus. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fey?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
But I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me.
Miss Fey,
No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute, Mr. Wright.
I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further...
Phoenix, you dumbass! I admit it! I pushed him! It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Oh. Phoenix, you dumbass! What you just said, was that the truth? The truth? I can't. Whoopsies. Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. But please give me one more chance to explain. This time I'll swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fey? I believe in you.
Thank you. Still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
Stop! Grossberg, we do not need to know about your hemorrhoids condition every single 5 minutes! Okay. Alright, okay. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple.
Wasn't he studying to become an attorney at that point? I don't know. We haven't been told about his yeah, we don't know what his major is. I do not know. How is he acting this stupid in court if he is? We don't know we don't know if he's studying to become an attorney. We don't know.
When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
The time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Fey, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it.
How is he acting this stupid? If this was 5 years before the other game, I think you'd have had to have studies to that point, right? Well, if they parted at 3 p.m. Okay, this is 5 years before the events of Ace Attorney. The first game. 5 years before the whole thing in general.
Okay, we'll press everything. So what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you?
He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Fey, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this any harder for me than it already is. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail?
That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest.
And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen.
Right! There was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible.
What are you doing?
Don't let that guy steamroll over you like a cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness. They parted at 3 and clock started... Wait, no. They parted at 3, the clock stopped at 3:05. Whoopsies. So, if he parted at 3, then the electricity voltage thing must have happened after he left.
A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous... Ask for more details.
Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. Try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been...
Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us!
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. It was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Fey, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well...
Yeah, his umbrella's broken. It'd be broken.
This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
Your hair's flimsy. Fuck off. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella.
So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this?
Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself.
The umbrella, you mean?
Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing the sweater here. Dolly stayed up Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. Continue on with your testimony. Cause the snap was the umbrella and not the cable. The push was an actual murder. At least it's not saying foolish. I can't hear the word. Wait, you can't hear... What? Man, you're confusing me. What the fuck? Okay.
After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition.
Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later.
At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime?
Nope. Nobody.
Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier?
In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we could find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Why am I confused? Oh, sorry. My brain is just a little bit small, and I did not understand your sentence. I can't hear the word anymore. You can't hear. Oh, foolish. Okay, now I get it. We can't unhear Miss Von Karma. I understand now. Okay, hold on. Let me save. This is probably about the umbrella. He fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. But when we look at the photo, his umbrella, it is broken, but it's not under him, you know? How exactly? Fuck. Lost my temper and gave him a shove. The umbrella is next to him. Yes, I'm waiting. He was pushed backwards. He was pushed backwards. But he fell for- Yeah! What the fuck? He did get up. That's right. Phoenix pushed him on his chest. But he's lying down on his stomach. Nope, not that one. The umbrella isn't under him, and he fell again, he fell forwards. There we go! Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. This is nothing about the way he's positioned on the ground or whether he fell forwards or backwards. We've just got too big of brains for the judge to realize that. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order, order, order! The victim, he moved?
Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it is a cheap plastic one.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
no!
I must say I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown into the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Yay! Okay.
Well done, Mia! Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was...
Oh, there it is!
Objection!
She's back! Fuck!
It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly, and this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Right?
Yes.
Incontrovertible.
I don't know. Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. Get that damn word out of this courtroom! That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Oh, fuck yeah! That was my heart. That hair toss was sexy as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, that was sick. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Court is adjourned.
Alrighty.
Miss Fey, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy, you can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that?
Huh?
What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Well, would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be... Oh, there it is! He's studying to be a lawyer, so he's a dumbass. Confirmed. Alright. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this! She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this." So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly.
It certainly is a little bottle, alright.
Makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Phoenix, your first love is
Cringe.
Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating.
Yeah, she'll totally testify against him. Totally. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Wait. Wait.
What?
Wait, this doesn't make any sense. So it's not a gift. She just wants the necklace back because she accidentally handed it to him and Phoenix misunderstood it as a present.
Phoenix, you dumbass!
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you...
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder? What are you reading there? Well, let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Oh, no.
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
She decided an enemies to friends to lovers story for the second time. So this whole tutorial trial is just telling us that Phoenix is an absolute dumbass.
Alright.
Ooh, we are doing this by ourselves. No Grossberg. Awesome. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Hi, ma'am. The fucking butterflies.
What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
Can't believe he actually said that! Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
I'm also not good with love of picking up signals, though. I had a boyfriend at some point and I apologized to him because when I read back our messages after we were together, and oh my god, the flirting was so obvious, the biggest dumbass would have picked it up. I did not. I feel very bad for what he had to do. Oof. That's alright. I'm not bad. I'm bad at picking up anything. In general. Okay. Oh, what kind of voice do I give it? I love your hair! You've got, like, double braids in it. That's great. Somehow you were able to get butterflies in the courtroom. I love the touch. Alright. Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You were all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what was your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine.
I can't.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the points to me.
When was this game made? Hold on.
My milkshake brings all the points to me.
Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. When was this made? I want to know when it was made. Wait, it was made in 2004 in Japan. Released in 2007.
That's how old the meme is? My milkshake brings out the points to me.
Oh my god. Okay, cool.
Sir? Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that. Well, okay, 2004 on the Game Boy Advance in Japan. But it was released on the DS in Japan and North America in 2007, and then I believe Europe in 2008. And I was like, I just wanted to know how old the milkshake reference was. The milkshake meme. Goddamn. Oh no, dude, Phoenix Wright is old. It's early 2000s old.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident. Oh, excuse me, if you please. Alright. Ooh. Are we fine? We're fine. I'm gonna take it as we're fine. Alright.
I'd been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say! According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong!
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey?
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madame Fey. damn! I'm no one's grandma yet, girly.
I fucking hate that nickname, Feeny and Dougie. Yeah, testimony's super different.
Press everything. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying
Japanese Oh, I'm gonna butcher this. Japanese Senryu poetry. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Okay. Oh, how wonderful! Is that humorous, yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. It's supposed to be poetry? Sounds like more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation?
Okay.
So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Fey.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please go on. What did you see next? Okay. Dougie just got all wobbly and collapsed. That's a lie.
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. I press her for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me.
Show the contradiction because there's fingerprints all over his jacket. Hold on, let me see what I have in the court record. Hello. An article. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, the police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who is sitting with the victim. What a coincidence. She's 20. Okay, hold on. Okay. I don't know if I can show contradiction.
Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never!
Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in
What? A fishing expedition?
What? That is, she has no supporting. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Right.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed. I didn't see the moment.
It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground,
And at that time, there was only 2 of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right.
So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
Students knew what was going on?
Press for more details. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something.
Doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So did the students call the police? Yes. I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie, and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, it's got to be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep and find the contradiction on this one.
Okay. They were talking behind the building. Didn't see the moment. Didn't look like they were fighting.
Whoopsies!
Okay. They were talking behind the building. She didn't hear anything. She didn't hear the crack. She didn't hear the umbrella.
You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me.
You fucking liar.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that?
If you were really that close to the 2 of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you could see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case.
There was lightning. Yeah. There wasn't lightning, it was just a light rain. Yeah. Hi, Sal! Welcome to stream!
Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well,
lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right?
Now is not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fey.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But the very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't... I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fey. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence?
Thought he was inside because of the wire. No, he's outside. He's outside because of the electrical cables. They're set up like telephone wires around the building, and they were outside because of the rain. He had his umbrella, so they were outside.
A fit of it.
And who is this a fit of it from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred approximately at 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed on the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable would have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Fey, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try and regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well, then let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to Fuck, I can't save. I missed it.
Because it was found by the electrical pole at the crime scene. Wouldn't the umbrella kind of do it? Excuse me. Jesus.
Who or what? Okay, I just want to go on a fucking loop here. Because Phoenix has proved himself to be such a dumbass in this case. Okay, hold on. It seems that I'm right. Fuck yeah, that's great. Okay.
Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony.
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion, and it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order! Order in the court!
The lamentations of my lamentation. I know that two words too big. Okay, how I've longed to hear them.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant is.
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
Okay, alright. What are you gonna say now? That's absolute bullshit.
The truth is... What?! Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fey, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
How the fuck did he push him twice? Excuse me? Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeney. So that's why you basically lied to the court. I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge?
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What you said is called perjury.
Oh, come now. It's just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all. Oh my god. I've been awake for 14 hours and it's only 5 p.m. I'm tired, help. Oh my god. Dude, on the contrary, yesterday, when I got back from work, I fell asleep at like 4. And because I didn't have work today, I basically have been sleeping since like 9 a.m. in the morning. I have been super sleepy. I had to get up at 3 for a 4 a.m. shift. Oof. Ripperoni.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl.
I got an achievement for that. Beware, Your Honor. I press Dahlia on Feeny, pushed him twice. Can I slap her, please? Yes, I give your approval.
You're saying you actually saw the... You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be.
Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
And Ducky tried his best to run away from him. So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold? What? Miss Fey, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and they would each give the fight their all.
That is very sweet of you to be so supportive. That is very, very strange.
What happened after that?
Keep her going.
That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madame Fey, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? Huh? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case. Would he?
Ugh. It all occurred in less than a minute.
Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable. Yes, indeed, it would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this may be my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere.
Yeah, there is. Okay, hold on. Okay. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted occurred less than a minute, but with our second picture, the watch is stopped at 3:05. Phoenix pushed him at 3. Doug was electrocuted 5 minutes afterwards. So all of that occurring in less than a moment is an absolute lie. Got it.
That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine! That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fey?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order! Order in the court!
This is nonsense. The real murderer. Even you can't deny that Even you can't deny the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow, only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Fey, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. I shall save then. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fey. Now then, Miss Fey, let's have it. Who is the real killer? It's Dahlia. It's her. It's totally her. Maybe she wanted to frame Phoenix. Wouldn't that be funny?
It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time of the cable broke and the time of the electrocution.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order! Order! Miss Fey! What? I mean, why? That is to say...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madame Fey? I didn't do anything.
Miss Fey, this is a very serious charge. You are...
Phoenix! Your Honor! Please, I have something I want to say. Achoo!
You! What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Fey. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Phoenix, you're a fucking dumbass.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Ah! Leave my Dolly alone.
That boy.
Oh, hi, Grossberg. I thought you were Dahlia for a second. Okay. He's got himself way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
Seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Yay, thank you. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Oh! No wonder why Mia was traumatized. She was in love, and the boyfriend fucking died. That is so sad. Oh my god.
Diego Armando. The suspect is Dahlia! Ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, I... May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear, I have the situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead. Madame Fey, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you're also tied to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask on what on earth her motive could be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, has a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Alrighty, I'm gonna drink some Wawa.
Hydrate, chat. It's good for you. Alright.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
We're so lovey-ovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her!
Alrighty, we'll press everything.
Okay. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow. Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle.
You should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini. In this very courthouse's basement reading room.
The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Fey. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
Oh, no wonder why. No wonder why Phoenix is such an idiot 5 years before. He's studying the arts! I can say that because I also study the arts. I'm a theater student. I have the right. And he was gonna become a lawyer on the side. This dumbass!
I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Fey, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully.
Keep pressing.
Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I'd come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. What? You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff.
Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully.
She was in the fucking basement because the report.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fey?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable! It's true then, the loveliest rose can hide a thorn.
Miss Fey, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness.
Oh, shit.
I, Winston Payne, will not allow...
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me, go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a Please never say that. Okay, alright. I hate this guy now. Never say that ever again. Stop talking about your hemorrhoids. My God. Alright.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. Thank God you didn't compare it to your hemorrhoids. This game is weird sometimes. I was reading. How did we end with poison? Okay, so we're connecting it to a case where Dahlia was the suspect in 8 months ago, which coincidentally 8 months ago is when she met Phoenix Wright in the basement courthouse library. And the guy that died in the case 8 months ago was poisoned, and the suspect was Dahlia Hawthorne. That's how we ended up with poison. Right, anyways. Goodness. Okay. What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed? He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why didn't you tell us all what that incident was? That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dahlia, I'll protect you! You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please. Ugh, those two are really making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons.
It's lagging again. And it's working again. Nice try, Mink! That one also didn't get me. Ugh, good attempt, but the metal pipe is just not in your favor today. My goodness. Alright.
How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes?
And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Fey? Toilet? My perfect dolly doesn't poop. You heard the defendant, Miss Fey. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny, please.
The police have already looked into this whole matter. This whole line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops said it's half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where could something like that come from?
I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
Oh, goodness. The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show you how, because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madame Fey.
She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Mrs. Fey's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
And all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great, wait. Oh, great, now how did just a lit student get hold of a poison of all things?
Okay. Oh, wait, how does she get a hold of poison? Is because her boyfriend, her fucking boyfriend, is a 4-year pharmacology student. He works in that bullshit. From the lab. Oh shit! I hit load instead of save! Fuck! And we went through so much shit! Okay, hold on. Let me speed through this. Who is it? It's Talia! I feel so stupid. We're speeding through because I hit the wrong button. I loaded it instead of saving it. Oh, I feel so stupid. Jay's in the chat, Jay's in the chat, Jay's in the chat, Jay's in the chat. Yeah, and then Phoenix comes about. He's like, don't fucking hurt my girlfriend. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, this is bullshit. Mr. Grossberg is back. Jay's in the chat, Jay's in the chat, Jay's in the chat. Do. Come on, we're almost there. Alrighty. Keep going. Alrighty, okay. This cross-examination. How did we do this? Okay. 8 months ago. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. Yeah, what were you doing in the basement reading room? Keep pressing. She was doing a research paper. Present the police report. Keep her going. Keep going. Stop talking about your fucking hemorrhoids. Okay, here we go. Alright. We're back. Okay. Woo! Okay. Options. Save. Finally. God damn. Alright. Oh, Cell's back. Okay. She got the poison from her old boyfriend because of the labs. My God, my fingers hurt. Alright.
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison.
I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow, and if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all, and then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You! No!
Order, order, order! Could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless
May I say something, Madame Fey?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
It was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report.
Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something like that small. Excuse me, madame, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Fey. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
Police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and not the entire courthouse, and yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
You're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder. Then where is the container the poison was carried in?
It's a bottle, it says right there. Bottle, Nicholas. Bottle. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Fey?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago, August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in there?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No!
Order in the court.
Phoenix, you dumbass, stop it. On behalf of Dahlia, I object!
Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why?
Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway?
Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Mr. Wright, please, open your fucking eyes! At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you
It's because of that fucking necklace.
Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle you have to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime.
Damn!
That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying.
But you never gave it back to her.
And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met.
That's why she...
I don't believe you. No, that's a lie! Ah! Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away! Bailiff, hurry! After him! Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane!
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness.
Oh no! What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present.
It's gone! What? That's terrible!
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now?
Phoenix, you dumbass!
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace?
Forgive me. I'm sorry. I gave it back to her.
It's okay, just give back the necklace.
Huh? You did what? I ate it.
You what?
You ate it. It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits at first. But yeah. Ugh. Ah! What the? What? What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial! Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may had some poison left in it.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client's the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. It's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough! Unfortunately, Miss Fey, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Ah! Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright!
I'm sorry, Miss Fey. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day? The day I met Doug Swallow? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It can only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that!
Phoenix, you fucking asshole. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous!
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him.
What?
She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Fey, you tell them! Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion.
The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Fey, if you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore...
Who is Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? Because he knew about her stealing, and she didn't want him to rat her out. No, she didn't want to kill Phoenix! At least I don't think it's Phoenix, I think it's Doug! Cause Doug was the person that knew about her stealing in the first place. And she didn't want Doug to rat her out. I think it's Doug.
Because Doug Swallow had figured out what kind of a person she was, and so...
No, well, that may be true, but Miss Hawthorne had no way of knowing that. Oh, shit. It is Phoenix.
I was wrong. Whoopsie pupsies.
Okay. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me! That's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Yeah, that's right. Because she wanted the necklace. I thought that, it was because Doug, like, knew all about the poison that she was getting. And Doug could, like, you know, rat him out, or whatever.
That was me having a small brain. Thanks, chat.
Well, it's true that's how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love!
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
No, it can't be.
It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. Even he showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true!
Feeny, what a joke you are.
Yeah, true colors! Yeah, you're a bitch!
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Ugh. Well, hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why didn't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
She's a disgrace on redheads. Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
Oh, she's gone? She's gone?
I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia! If you keep pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No! You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fey. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Fey, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? I will save, not load.
Can't believe that he's that dumb to chew glass and eat that shit. Have you heard of internal injuries?
I don't know. I guess this game has cartoon physics where you can just swallow a key and not have any injuries.
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Well then, Miss Fey, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. Okay.
Wait.
Yeah. She's been slowly killing him the whole time.
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X! Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony?
But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Oh! She took it. She poisoned it.
She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. She poisoned it knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right, she did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poison bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, that she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow.
Hell yeah.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? The stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh?
Yes, that's exactly right. Just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Ugh. Mia Fey! Mia Fey!
She's a demon!
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? She's a demon! That's just fine. The time being, victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Why, yes?
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. I'm gonna go to jail now. I'm going to prison. Toodaloo! Alright. Phew. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. She's a demon! I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne, and I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I would have sworn you said... There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? You see, yeah. And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? My hair is flying off! Well, that's how he became bald. Interesting. Alright.
Mr. Payne? About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
His hair is gone. That's great. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file the papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Fey?
Yes, Your Honor?
Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true. My dear Dolly. Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant Phoenix Wright
Not guilty! Yippee! Yay!
This court is adjourned!
Yay!
Alright. Okay. Mia, you were wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, Stop talking about your hemorrhoids.
Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Phoenix is now depressed. This is the case that made him gay. Finds out Dahlia tries to kill him, he's like, no more. Turns to Edgeworth, bites lip. No. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, alright. He will never trust a woman ever again.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking.
Go on.
The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something.
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Ugh, what kind of company does this guy keep?
Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department?
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. If I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time.
I see.
Say, Miss Fey, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and I managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind.
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that's a story for another day. Yay! Yippee! Whoa! That guy has metal eyes, and who's fucking Pinocchio nose over there? Jesus! God damn! Look at that man! Holy shit! He looks like he's from the X-Men. What the fuck? Oh. Alright, chat. We are going to get a glimpse into case number 2. We'll play the intro cutscene of case number 2. And then we will end it for tonight because it's been 2 hours and 45 minutes. Yippee! Alright. I wonder if we get to see this guy from X-Men. Alright, we'll play the intro cutscene, and then we'll end it here. Okay, alright. Intro cutscene time. Let's do it! Case 2! Intro cutscene! What the fuck are we getting into? The time is 1 a.m. Is that a bomb? Oh, never mind. Oh, it's a safe. Detective! We made it! Oh, what a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. Oh, Gumshoe! Ho ho, you said it, pal! It must have been our rock-solid security that scared him off. Would you mind opening the safe just to double-check? Holy shit! Ah! We've been had! Out front! Guards! Turn on the searchlights! Better like next time, gentlemen. Oh my god, he can fly! Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. We shall meet again when the next moon is full. Aha! Mask demask. Ah! Well, good metal pipe, Cell. That one got me a smidge. I said holy shit due to the flashing safe lights that blinded my eyes for a second. But that metal pipe kinda got me. Maya! Alright, okay. It got me a smidge. I didn't jump in my seat to any of the metal pipes today, but that last metal pipe was unexpected. Good job, Cell. A round of applause. Good job, Cell. Good metal pipe. Alright, on that note. Alright, is there anyone that I can raid? There is nobody that can raid. Damn it! My friends are not live. Sag. Sag. I need to turn the metal pipe up. What? Excuse me? It is at its max volume. Metal pipe is at its max volume. I cannot turn it up any higher. Jay's in the chat. Alright, chat. You guys can go scatter.
I got an announcement.
Shadow the Hedgehog is, yeah, he's a bitch ass motherfucker. I got nobody to raid. I can't make it louder. It's at max volume. I can't turn it up anymore. There's no possible way that I can make metal pipe louder. He's got a small dick. And it's the size of a walnut, except way smaller. Alright, there's nobody for me to raid. You guys can go scatter.
That's right, baby.
Bye, guys.
No quills,
Bye, chat.
no pillows. Look at that.
Remember to drink some water. Remember to eat some snacks. Remember that you are a loved and valued person. Skill issue, fuck.
This is what you get. My super laser pass. Except I'm not gonna piss on the
Nuh-uh.
earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon.
The metal pipe not being loud enough, I think that's a you problem.
Pissed on the moon, you idiot. You have 23 hours before the piss droplets hit the fucking
Okay,
earth.
bye, Chad.
Get out of my fucking sight before I piss on you too.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. Bye, chat. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.